I got my crystal ball today, and it is blue, which means $100 bills, baby. So in this video, I'm gonna be showing you how you can make over $350 plus by trading Btcusd, which is of course known as Bitcoin. So for those that don't know who I am, make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel because I teach you how to day trade, technical analysis. I also teach you how to trade crypto. I am also a singer, songwriter, producer, so I also teach a lot of musicians on a lot of other things as well. But if you guys want to learn more on what I do, just make sure you hit that subscribe button and make sure you like this video because that helps my video grow. And of course, the more valuable content I provide for you guys, the more knowledge of course you guys will have for yourself. So in this video, I want to literally break down my strategy on Bitcoin. Okay, so first and foremost, I just want to do some math because I really want to motivate you guys, and I want you guys to literally see physically how much money you can literally make by just trading Bitcoin alone and making $350 per day. So what we're going to do is, let's say that we're trading the 5 days out the week, which is, you know, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and we're just saying we're going to do 350 for those 5 days. So let's do 350 times 5, which will bring us to 1750. All right, so basically every single week you're bringing in 1750. Considering that I am in Illinois, which Illinois minimum wage is about 11 bucks per hour, so if you really think about that, 1750 is a good number to start off with. But let's go ahead and continue. So if we take that 1750 times that by 4 weeks and we do times 4, you're making 7 grand per month. So 7 grand, don't discourage that, because yeah, 7 grand for one person, that's very doable. So let's go ahead and do this now. So now let's say we're making 7 grand per month, and we all know that there's 12 months in a year. So if we take 7 grand times that by 12, you're now making $84,000 per year. And honestly, that is a wonderful amount. And let's just say that you have multiple streams of income like myself. $84,000 a month or a year, I mean, I don't even know where to start. But I just wanted y'all to understand that the value of $350 per day is there. Now yes, you will have some losing days ultimately, but if you were to just take that week or even that month of income and just at least get to that or try to reach that level, you know, then everything else will come to you easily. So I'm gonna show you this strategy, but first and foremost, make sure you guys sign up down below with the broker I use, which is Hanko Trade. So make sure you guys check the link down below. Show your boy some support by subscribing, and otherwise, let's hop on my computer back there, and I'm gonna show you guys how we are going to finesse the bag and make money. Your boy Cello, let's go. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started right away. So what I like to do is, first and foremost, if you guys are using your phone, this can still work in additional to using your phone, but for me, I'm actually going to be using my computer as this is just a little bit easier for me to record it. So let's get into it. If you are using MetaTrader 4 or MetaTrader 5, you can still have the same exact analysis that you can use on your phone, or rather if you're on the computer. So the very first thing that I like to do is I like to start on a higher time frame so I can get what we call dead zones and major key levels. Now essentially, I'm not going to really break down in depth what it is, but what I am going to tell you is that major key levels and dead zones is something that helps me track the overall picture of where market could anticipate to come down to and then go the other way, or if it breaks out of that area, I should expect a big move. And then if so, I should expect a retest after that breakout to make sure that it is a continuation to the opposite side. So that being said, I'm on a 4-hour time frame, and in a 4-hour time frame, I just look for areas where market had hit multiple times. I essentially like to get 3 to 2 different areas, meaning like the top, middle, or the bottom. But with crypto, it's a little different on how it works because this can be so manipulated, and you know, sometimes a lot of people will say, oh, technical analysis trading crypto is impossible or stupid. In theory, it's something that you really got to really focus on and really pay attention on, because at the end of the day, guys, it's still trading just like any other currency. All right, so if you pay attention to here, I am actually looking in an area where you can find pretty much areas that's been hit multiple times, more so like a support areas, right? So I am focusing on this area right here. The reason why I like this area is because if we look to the left back in 2000 and really starting of 2021 is where we had this big spike to the upside, and then it came right back down, then it came up, then it came down again, and it came up and came down again, and then it just went completely up and to create new history. Now, something over here had happened, right? This is where we had the news. This is where Elon Musk had brought over $1.7 billion worth of coin, I believe so, and it was roughly around here. I mean, there was a lot. I believe it was over here, but there was a lot going on in this time frame. So, I believe also it was just a lot going on, beginning of the year and all of that. But what I noticed is that this area right here is a dead zone area. Dead zone area order blocks essentially is the same in the way I use it. But I noticed that price was failing so hard to break below 2750 or 27,500. So that gave me this type of indication like, oh, well, since price is failing to break this low right here, I'm looking at this as a major key level and a dead zone level. So meaning if price was to ever come back in this instance, any type of way, any shape or form, whenever it happens, from obviously the beginning of this year, now in middle of this year, we just reached this peak again. So that tells me that two things can happen. Either we're going to have a lot of buyers coming in now and everybody's going to be buying Bitcoin, or it can be stagnant and nobody's doing nothing. Everybody's still holding their money and waiting. Or everybody's, you know what, it's at this lowest point. It was at this lowest point in the beginning of the year. I'm going to sell it. And what happens is when they sell it, you're just going to get a big chunk of sellers coming in, which in our instance for leverage traders like myself, we're looking at big red engulfing candles going down. Now, after obviously everybody sells, we always say, what? Buy low, sell high. So if we're looking at this as an area of structure known as a major key dead zone area, then we can anticipate, ideally, price to boom up to the upside. Because back in January 2021, we had so much rejection. Banks, big buyers, everybody, sellers, the big dogs were in the market heavily this time. So can we expect that same thing here? Absolutely. History repeats itself. I don't care what type of scientist you are or whatever you study, but history does tend to have a tendency to repeat itself. And how can we use this in the preface of technical analysis? This is where now I like to go in a smaller time frame, 1 hour time frame, and I look for patterns. Now, a lot of you guys that know how I trade off market structure and price action, very fundamentals when it comes to, leverage trading, Forex, and all of that. But with crypto, I kind of look at it a little differently because the way it moves is so manipulative. Elon Musk can say one thing, and he's probably one of the biggest guys that can literally make it or break the market, literally. And it sucks, but that's true. Just like if you think of hedge funds, just think of him as a hedge fund. Think of 500 different hedge funds is all in Elon Musk right now. And that's basically what's going on for crypto, hands down. So it's just like if he says something, everybody's going to either sell it or buy it. Obviously, something happened here where I believe China tend to say that they were banning crypto or something like that, and a lot of people were selling. I believe that what had actually happened in May 19th. I don't know. But theoretically, we're looking on market to do two things, and that's really what it's going to do. It's either going to go up or go down. That's honestly how market moves. It goes up, goes down, or goes sideways, right? But the way that we can identify this is by drawing patterns. So patterns that I am going to break down in this video is, one, you have triangle patterns. Now, I'm very, 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 very well elegant on teaching Elliott wave, as I teach that to my students and teach that also even in my YouTube. Not a lot, but I teach it. Wave theory as well. And really what it is you're just putting trend lines together to create some sort of support and resistance. And every time the trend line or every time the price hits the trend line, that's a leg that will either be considered like a ABCDE or ABC leg. And that's basically really what it is. So we're just drawing lines. We're going to draw trend lines. So right now I'm just drawing trend lines where market had hit an area multiple times. Now, for those that know support and resistance, you know that the top part is resistance and the support is down below. So if we were to draw our support and resistance down below, theoretically, we're looking on price to hit the trend line to act as either support or resistance. Now, when it comes to trading Elliott wave, or not, I don't really want to say Elliott wave because we're focused more on wave recognition, wave patterns, and all that. But when it comes to trading wave patterns, we look at it completely different. We look at legs. We look at the counts, meaning, all right, if it hits this trend line, that's 1 count. If it hits the bottom, that's 2 count. If it hits the top, that's 3 count. If it hits the bottom, that's 4 count. And then essentially we're looking for 5 counts if we're looking for something called triangle pattern. 5 counts is when the end of the correction will end. So I always say this in every video because a lot of y'all might not understand what I'm saying. You always get price to go up, right? Every time price goes up, we call it impulsive leg, impulsive move. And then we always get a pullback. That pullback, a lot of people will say exhaustion, or the sellers are tired, or the sellers or the buyers don't have enough money to buy right now, or they're just waiting on price to come back down to buy it again. Whatever it is that everybody say, that's basically what happened there. If you really pay attention, when you get that pullback, that's all correction. That's when the market is died down. That's when everything is just going slowly, and you start noticing patterns like this. So every time you get a pattern like that, usually the next session, meaning like New York session, is when the volatility is going to go crazy. London session, New York session, and then you get the next move like that. That's literally how market moves for every single thing you trade. Believe it or not, it is moving like that in patterns. Now, you do have manipulation where sometimes it might break a pattern, but it will still create another pattern just in a bigger picture. And you just also got to remind yourself that. But if you look, price will literally do that. It will come up, and then I'm honestly going to tell you this right now. If price is already coming from a downtrend, expect it to continue down. Now, here's where it gets tricky. Just because it already came back down to this area, we could anticipate on this to actually break out of this pattern that we formed. Instead of it going down, we could anticipate on it to continue up, consolidate for a little bit, and then break up, and then hopefully get like a pullback. In our instance, we'll call this a confirmation for us to look for buys, but get a pullback and then get that buy. Just because if we go back on the daily time frame, not even the 4-hour time frame, remember the beginning of this year, we were already at like its peak of 27, roughly around 27,500. Same thing around here, right? So that being said, that is how you trade Bitcoin. All right. So, I'm not going to go too much into details just because I already have this taught in my courses and all of that, and also in my other YouTube videos. But this is how I look at the market, y'all. So if you are interested in our signals, or if you're interested in anything else, you can click the link down below. You can sign up with us. We do teach more on crypto, and we also teach more on other currencies as well. So hopefully you guys see value in this. And then if you like this, man, make sure you hit that thumbs up video and subscribe, because I am always going to make sure I give you guys so much valuable free content on YouTube, because a lot of people will charge you a bag for this, and there's no reason to charge you a bag for something where you can learn just like that. All right. So I appreciate y'all, and I'll see you guys soon.